Good morning, students. So, we are doing chapter number 3, that is synthetic fibers and plastics. In today's lesson, we will start our exercise F, long answer type questions. So, let's start the first question. The first question is define monomer, polymer and the polymerization and how are these terms related to each other. Explain with examples. पहले हमें डिफाइन करना है मोनोमर को, पॉलीमर को एंड पॉलीमराइजेशन को और किस तरीके से ये तीनों टर्म्स रिलेटेड हैं वो बताना है. Now, as you know, what is monomer? The monomer is the smallest unit of polymer. वो छोटी छोटी यूनिट्स या वो छोटे छोटे मॉलिक्यूल जिनसे मिलकर पॉलीमर बना हुआ है. The smallest unit is called monomer. The second is polymer. As we know that these smaller units combine to each other and make a long chain. And this long chain of monomers is called polymers. And the next is polymerization. The process in which the monomers combine with each other to make a long chain of polymer. This process is called polymerization. The next is what is the relation in these monomers, polymers and polymerization. So we can take an example of polythene to explain it. For polythene, the ethene which is represented by this formula CS2 double bond CS2. This ethene molecule is monomer for polythene. When these molecules combine to each other, they make a long chain of polythene, which is a polymer. Now, we can say that ethene is the monomer of polythene, which is a polymer. And this process in which these ethene molecules combine to each other and form polymer, that is called polymerization. So, we can say that the ethene combine to each other to make polythene by the process of polymerization. So, we can represent ethene, a monomer, with this formula. This is a monomer. When they combine to each other, they combine in this manner in a long chain. So, this is a polymer of polythene and it is also can be represented by this CS2 bond CS2 and these bonds are free. So, other molecules can be also join this. So, it can be represented by this formula also. Now, come to the next question. Question number 2 is how is rayon manufactured? Rayon जो कि फर्स्ट सिंथेटिक फाइबर है वो कैसे बनाया जाता है? एक्चुअली जो रेयन है it is made up of cellulose. It is manufactured from cellulose which is obtained from the wood pulp. ये cellulose से बना हुआ होता है जो कि wood pulp से obtained होता है and first this cellulose is broken down, then it is reformed. That's why this rayon is also called regenerated fiber. What are the steps are used? First of all, this wood pulp is treated with sodium hydroxide. सबसे पहले wood pulp को treat करवाया जाता है sodium hydroxide के साथ, then with carbon disulfide. जब इन दोनों के साथ treat करवाया जाता है, then we get a thicky syrup that is called viscose. एक थिकी सिरप हमें मिलता है जिसको कि हम विस्कोस कहते हैं. Now this viscose is forced through the tiny holes in a cylinder which is kept inside dilute sulfuric acid. इस थिकी सिरप को जिसको कि हम विस्कोस कहते हैं इसको हम फोर्सफुली टाइनी होल्स यानी कि छोटे छोटे छेदों में से होकर गुजारते हैं और एक सिलेंडर में गुजारते हैं और ये सिलेंडर जो है ये डाइल्यूट सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड के अंदर रखा हुआ होता है. तो जब ये फाइबर्स मतलब जब ये विस्कोस उसमें से गुजरता है डाइल्यूट सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड में से तो हमें कंटिन्यूअस एंड शाइनी लस्ट्रस फाइबर्स मिल जाते हैं रेयन के. तो स्टेप्स कौन से हो गए, पहले गुड पल्प हुआ, ट्रीट करवाया सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड से, फिर कार्बन डाइसल्फाइड से, उससे हमें थिक सिरप मिला, एक गाढ़ा सिरप मिला जिसको विस्कोस कहते हैं, और इस विस्कोस को फिर हमने होल्स में से निकाल के कंटिन्यूअस जो फाइबर है रेयन ऑब्टेन किया. Let's discuss the next question. In question number 3, we have to write in brief the characteristics of synthetic fibers. हमें short में synthetic fibers की characteristics बताने हैं. So what are the characteristics of synthetic fibers? We can write them in points. The first point is they are strong, they are lightweight, they are durable and easy to wash and moth proof. स्ट्रॉन्ग होते हैं, लाइट वेट होते हैं, हल्के होते हैं, बहुत लंबे समय तक चलने वाले होते हैं, आसानी से धुल जाते हैं और उनमें इजीली कोई भी कीड़ा नहीं लगता है. नेक्स्ट इज दे डू नॉट श्रिंक और रिंकल. वो इजीली वॉश करने पर न तो श्रिंक होते हैं न उनमें सल पड़ते हैं. सो दे डू नॉट नीड आयरनिंग और दे नीड लिटिल आयरनिंग. या तो थोड़ी सी आयरनिंग करनी पड़ती है उनमें या फिर उनमें आयरनिंग की जरूरत ही नहीं होती है. नेक्स्ट इज दे डू नॉट एब्जॉर्ब वाटर. क्योंकि जो सिंथेटिक फाइबर होते हैं वो वाटर को या मॉइस्चर को इजीली एब्जॉर्ब नहीं करते हैं, सो दे ड्राई क्विकली. नेक्स्ट इज दे कैच फायर इजीली. जो सिंथेटिक फाइबर्स होते हैं वो फायर को इजीली कैच कर लेते हैं. सो वी शुड नॉट वेयर सिंथेटिक फाइबर्स while we are doing any work near the fire or we are doing work in the kitchen. The next is they are non-biodegradable. They are synthetic made by chemicals, so they are non-biodegradable. That's why they cause soil pollution. So these are the characteristics of all synthetic fibers. ये सभी जो भी synthetic fibers हमने पढ़े हैं उनमें ये सभी common characteristics present होते हैं. Question number 4 is write a short note on thermoplastics and thermosetting plastics. So as we know there are two types of plastic, thermoplastic and thermosetting plastics. So what are the differences? We have to write short note on them. So first is thermoplastics. The thermoplastics are the plastics that can be softened or they can melt on heating. जब हम उनको हीट करते हैं तो वो मेल्ट हो जाते हैं, सॉफ्ट हो जाते हैं एंड दे कैन बी मोल्डेड इन एनी डिजायर्ड शेप. हम उसको हीट करके सॉफ्ट करके हम किसी भी डिजायर्ड शेप में, अनदर डिजायर्ड शेप में उनको ला सकते हैं. सो दे कैन बी मोल्डेड अगेन एंड अगेन इन डिजायर्ड शेप बाय हीटिंग देम. एंड द सेकंड इज दे बैंड इजीली ऑन अप्लाइंग प्रेशर. थर्मोप्लास्टिक की खास बात यह है कि जब हम उन पे प्रेशर लगाते हैं तो वो इजीली बैंड हो जाते हैं, ब्रेक नहीं होते हैं. सो दिस इज अनदर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ थर्मोप्लास्टिक्स. नाउ कम टू द thermosetting plastics. So thermoplastics can be molded repeatedly, but the thermosetting plastic cannot be molded or cannot be softened on heating. So once if they are got into a certain shape, they cannot be molded in another type of shape. So it cannot be melted on heating and cannot be softened. So once if they are in a particular shape, they cannot be molded in another shape. एक बार जिस शेप में आ गए हम उनको दोबारा हीट करके सॉफ्ट करके दोबारा किसी और शेप में नहीं ला सकते हैं. The next is they are hard and stiff and if we apply some pressure they break down. ये इतने हार्ड और स्टिफ होते हैं कि अगर हम इन पे प्रेशर लगाते हैं तो ये बैंड नहीं होते हैं, ये क्या हो जाते हैं, ब्रेक हो जाते हैं. Because in these thermosetting plastics the chains are highly cross linked. इतनी ज्यादा हाईली क्रॉस लिंक्ड होती हैं कि अगर हम उन पे प्रेशर अप्लाई करते हैं दे ब्रेक डाउन. सो व्हाट आर द एग्जांपल ऑफ thermosetting plastics? They are example, just common example examples are bakelite and melamine. And of thermoplastics, polythene, PVC, polyester and perspex. So this is about the thermoplastics and the thermosetting plastics. Now we will come to the next question, that is question number 5. Question is, what is the proper method of disposal of plastic? हमें प्लास्टिक को कैसे डिस्पोज करना चाहिए? So as we know that plastics are non-biodegradable material, means they do not decompose by the action of decomposers, fungi or bacteria in the soil, or we can say they take many years to decompose completely. उनको properly completely decompose होने के लिए बहुत सारे years लगते हैं, इसलिए हम उनको एक तरीके से non biodegradable की कैटेगरी में रखते हैं. So how can we dispose them? हमें उनको dispose of करते हुए क्या क्या ध्यान रखना चाहिए? First of all, we are disposing biodegradable and non biodegradable waste separately. जब भी हम अपना गार्बेज थ्रो कर रहे हैं, we have to segregate the biodegradable and non biodegradable waste, and then we have to throw them or we have to dispose of them in different dustbins. Then the second is disposing plastic in proper places. We should not throw the plastic bags, bottles, polythenes and other materials of plastic here and there. We should throw them or we should dispose of them on a proper place, so that they cannot choke or they cannot block our drains, or they do not block the percolation of water in the soil. The next is we should follow the 4 R's. 4 R's, as I told you, 4 R's means, first R means refuse, reduce, reuse and recycle. So first of all we should say no to plastic, and we have to reduce the use of plastic, we have to reuse it and we have to recycle it. Then we have to following the incineration method of their disposal. If we want to burn them, we have to burn them at very high temperature, that is called incineration, and by doing so it reduces the residue left behind. Secondly, it reduces the amount of harmful gases, and during this process lots of heat energy is produced which can be used in any manner. So these are the proper methods by which we can dispose of them, and we can also conserve our, or we can prevent our environment by the polluting, or we have to follow these. So it is all about the long question answers of chapter number 3. That's all for the day. Thank you and have a nice day.